Hey, Bayek, it's me, Ian. And in today's video, I'm looking at this. This is 10 Rillington Place from 1971. It's a crime thriller, and it is amazing. It's just such a film that you could talk about this film for a long time. I'll try not to go on too long. It's a fantastic film, and I saw it quite a few years ago, and now I'm seeing it again, and I'm just loving this. Wow. Thanks to Indicator, of course. Yes. Right. So, this film is 111 minutes long. Rotten Tomatoes, I think, it's terrible. They only give it 62%, which I suppose for them is hard, but how can they not see how brilliant this film is, the critics? It's beyond me, really. Anyhow, there we are. That's what critics are like. But I always mention them because it gives an indicator about things. Yes, an indicator. Anyway, now this is based on a book, 10 Rillington Place, by the campaigning broadcaster as well, Ludovic Kennedy. I remember him well because he used to do this TV show called Did You See? Between 1980 to 1988. I remember watching it. He reviewed the TV, but he was in his earlier years, he was a campaigner, very much as in a journalist role, and he was particularly against capital punishment. And this book sort of highlighted, the injustice of the system, and there we are. Now it's the screenplay is by Clive Exton. Clive Exton, what a wonderful screenplay writer he is. Things that he's been involved in as a screenplay writer was Night Must Fall, 1964. Entertaining Mr. Sloan. Oh, yes, 1970. That one with Beryl Reid. Joe Orton one. He also was a major contributor to Georgie Girl, which was a massive hit in 1966. Also, in later years, The Bounty from 1984. He was very much involved in that. And then it's just amazing, a number of TV series and shows. Fantastic. Then now, here we are. This is directed by Richard Fleischer. Wow. They got this legendary American director in to do this film, and what a job. He is a fantastic director. I didn't realise until I started researching the films that he'd done. He starts in 1946, so he's going right back to Hollywood golden era. Notable films. Now, 2000 Leagues Under the Sea from 1954, Disney classic, that one. The Vikings, 1958. Barabbas, 1961. Anthony Quinn. Brilliant film about the one on the cross who got saved, in the crucifixion. Fantastic film, that one. Fantastic Voyage, 1968, the Raquel Welch film, sci-fi, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Then we've got Dr. Dolittle, if you like your musicals, 1967. He directed that. But importantly here, he directed The Boston Strangler from 1968, starring Tony Curtis. What a film that is. And as a serial killer there, very interesting. Then Soylent Green, which is a sci-fi classic, 1973. If you're a fan of Charles Bronson, Mr. Magica, or Majestica, 1974. 1974, that one. The Jazz Singer, if you're a Neil Diamond fan, 1980. Conan the Destroyer, yes, 1984. And, of course, the Red Sonja film. Oh, wow, Red Sonja. He was Bridget Nielsen, everything. Wonderful. Anyhow, Great director. What a class director to have here. And it shows in the film. And of course, well, the star of this film undoubtedly is Richard Attenborough. He plays John Christie. I say the star of the film because I think the cast is so good that they're all amazing actors in this film. But Richard Attenborough, you know how much I've talked about Richard Attenborough for Brighton Rock, 1948, League of Gentlemen, 1960, The Great Escape, of course, 1963. Here we are, Seance on a Wet Afternoon, 1964. What a film that is. Amazing film. And of course, Jurassic Park. Sometimes we forget about 1993. He was the actor in that. But he's a director. Young Winston, 1972. Bridge Too Far, 1977. Classic war film. Gandhi, 1982. Cry Freedom, 1987. And I always mention it, Shadowlands from 1993, which I actually saw him directing it. Not far away from this house that I'm living in on Great Central Railway. Yes, there he was filming. And also I saw him at the town hall talking to a meeting that I went to. Yeah, actually, yeah, amazing. Yeah, I don't have many famous people that I've actually been, seen, but there we are. Well, I suppose you could say with music, yeah. But yeah, in terms of film, yeah. Now, the other cast member, of course, to talk about is Judy Geeson, who plays Beryl Evans. She was in Berserk, 1967. Do you remember that with Joan Crawford? To Sir with Love, 1967. Fear in the Night. Here we are. Peter Cushing, Joan Collins, 1972. Hammer. She was in Carry On England. Perhaps we better not talk about that one. 1976. Also, The Eagle Has Landed. Now, that's a quality film. 1976 as well. Yeah. And she's still been working. I think up to date. Last film she was in was Let Us In 2021 that I've seen, which is a sci-fi horror film. Family one, but she was in that. Yeah. She's a great actress. She had a great career and she still's got a career. Then, of course, the other real legend for me is John Hurt. Wow, he plays Timothy Evans. He's perfect in this role. What an actor he is. As time goes on, I think we're going to realise what a great actor John Hurt was. Really, really. Time is going to show how good he was. Now, he really made his name in A Man for All Seasons from 1966. Paul Scofield, historical film. Fantastic film, that. It really is. Then we've got him in The Midnight Express, a film that I absolutely love, based on a true story as well, 1978. Alien, of course, who could not forget him in Alien? Elephant Man, the Elephant Man from 1985. What an actor. 1984, of course. Made in 1984. He was in that, and what a fantastic film that is. Then he's in Harry Potter, and the Sorcerer's Stone, 2001. And then he reappears again in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows in 2010 and 2011, part 1 and 2. Yeah, he's there right at the end. And then I've got to mention this. Hey, man, he was in an absolutely brilliant story in Doctor Who. He was in The Day of the Doctor and become part of Doctor Who as the War Doctor. And that was the 50th proper anniversary celebration when Russell T Davies was not, I repeat, not involved. Yes, and that it was a good thing. Thank heavens. Yes, excellent. What a classic story is. That was possibly the last real classic story of Doctor Who. There have been a few others, but that one really stands out. Then we've got Pat Haywood playing Ethel Christie, which is quite a crucial role as well in this. She was in Young Winston. Guess who directed that? Richard Attenborough. And another film, that Young Winston 1972, Wish You Were Here, which pops up quite a bit. That's a good film. 1987. Then we've got Isabel Black, who plays Alice. Hammer Connection. Kiss of the Vampire, 1963. Twins of Evil, 1971. And then it's not a big role, but as the judge, Andre Morel. The legend that is Andre Morel, that started off as Quatermass in BBC TV series 1958-59. Hammer, Camp of Blood, Island, 1958. Hound of Basketballs, 1959. Plague of the Zombies, 1966. And The Mummy, Shroud, 1967. These are just a few things that popped out. Let me just talk some. The music is by John Dankworth, great jazz musician score, but it's only at the beginning. This film doesn't have any music for the rest of the time, and the ending there's no music, and yet that works so well. Wow, it's fantastic in that. No music, just at the beginning, which is John Dankworth composed. Yeah. Now it was filmed, believe it or not, at Rillington Place. Yeah. The exterior shots and window shots that we see that are supposed to be of number 10 are in fact of number 7. The one scene was filmed inside number 10. And then Shepperton Studio, of course, they built all the interiors, the beautiful set. Well, not beautiful, but it was what they did was fantastic. Also, there was filming at Merthyr Vale. Okay, so let's talk about the plot, what this is about. It starts off in 1944, and we see Christie. And, well, Christie is in the wartime policeman. And we see him do his murder. He's obviously done this quite a bit. You can tell his way, and it's quite chilling, these opening scenes. Then it moves forward to 1949 when Timothy Evans and his wife Beryl move in with the child into 10 Rillington Place. Now, it turns out that Beryl is pregnant again, and this becomes her involvement with Christie, who says he can help her out and all that. Now, it's interesting that the relationship is quite volatile between her and her husband Timothy, and he's not the brightest of chaps, really, but he's also he makes up stories as well. But there we are. They've got this relationship, and it's seen in a fiery way, and I think that in many ways is, unfortunately for him, one of his downfalls, because that is used against him. What happens, their relationship, and of course he is able to manipulate all this Christie, which he does in a very chilling way, as we see. What a performance. It has an inevitability about it, and it's so tragic, the story. It really is. It's tragic, but there we are. It's what you kind of. Oh dear. So it sort of left me kind of speechless in many ways about what happened. How this could happen, and that is the brilliance of this film. It really is. It's such a good film. It's a great film. It's a fantastic film. I could go on and talk about it for hours and hours, because that is the effect. I'm still sort of affected by just having watched it, and just so many scenes in it. There's a scene when he goes upstairs, Richard Attenborough playing Christie, and it's done perfectly. You hear the baby crying, and he, in his hand, has a tie. And you know exactly what he's going to do with that tie. It's chilling. It's amazing. And this is how it's filmed. Richard Fleischner, Fleischer is such a great director. There's loads of scenes like that just really grab you and think, wow, this is so amazing. Watching this film, it's almost like the clever thing is, it's like in a documentary sort of journalistic style, but it isn't. It's still a drama, and that is how it is. That's why I think there's no music. The dialogue and the images do the talking, do the emotion part of you watching this film. That is the important part of it, I think. And it is just such an amazing film. I can't talk enough about it. I know I can't. But anyhow, I'll just show you this. There's the indicator release. If you've not seen this, why not? This is such a great film. It is, honestly, I don't know why. This film is just amazing. It just really is. And the extras, there's brilliant interview with Sir Richard Attenborough on here in his later years as well, which is great. And he's such an insight into acting and him as a person is wonderful. I really respect and admire him so much. And then there's a documentary about Beryl with Judy Geeson. And wow, she's amazing. Such insight we get into her role in this film. Oh, I just absolutely adore this film. I really recommend it. This is a great, truly classic film. Why aren't more people talking about this film? Really, I don't understand. It is a classic, and I mean that in the best way possible. And that's it. He's going on and preaching. No, I don't want to preach, but sometimes films just get you that passion that you just got to talk about it. Anyhow, I better go now. So, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and we'll let you know when I produce these videos and have a look at playlists and see what else I've done if you like it or if you don't. Anyhow, if you do like this, give it a like, because then it gets into YouTube and hopefully the algorithms and people might enjoy it, or perhaps they won't. Hopefully they will. And if you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I really do love to read your comments. And say it all costs note. So you can't say fairer than that, can they? And that's it. That's it. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.